Hello, I'm Jason Lessner with Los Angeles City College. We're excited to present our first class in a series of short online classes on internet basics. We all know how useful the internet can be, especially during an emergency. You can get up-to-date information, you can shop for important items, you can communicate with family and friends. We also know a lot of you out there still don't feel comfortable with a computer and could use some pointers on how to navigate the internet safely and effectively. For this first class, we're going to focus on some basic information about how you get online and how to navigate the internet once you're there. I promise by the end of this class, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable with the internet. So let's get started. When you turn on your computer, you're going to see a screen that looks somewhat like this one. This is called your desktop. On your desktop, you're going to see a number of icons. These icons are like buttons. When you click on them, they will open different folders, programs, documents, and so on. For our purposes today, we're going to focus on specific programs called web browsers. Simply, that is a program that will help you get online so you can search the internet, or as the name suggests, browse the web. On your desktop, you're very likely going to see one or more of these icons: Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Safari, or Firefox. These are all web browsers. At this point, it doesn't really matter which web browser you use. You might develop a preference, but ultimately they all do the same things and are easy to use. My personal preference is Google Chrome, which you can see right here. So let's go ahead and double click that and go onto the internet. You can see that when we click on the Google Chrome icon, it brings us to Google's main page. This can be changed, but let's not get into that today. When you look at this page, you're going to see a bar you can type into toward the top of the page, and then another one right below where it says Google. This is where you're going to do your searches. So for example, let's say you love cheesecake, which you probably do because, well, who doesn't love cheesecake? You're going to go and you're going to type cheesecake into one of the bars, and then you're going to hit enter. And then you're going to see a lot of information about cheesecake. Restaurants that have cheesecake in their name, a number of cheesecake recipes, articles about cheesecake. And let's say you're someone that just loves to look at pictures of cheesecake. You can go to the top of the page where it says images and click on that, and you can see there are endless pictures of cheesecake. Now let's say you decide you want to go back to the page you were on before. You can go back to the top of the page, can click the back arrow here, and you'll return to the page you were on before. You can use the back arrow or the front arrow anywhere you are when you're doing an internet search. Now let's say you were interested in something more specific about cheesecake. Let's say you wanted to know where the best cheesecake is in the country. So we'll go ahead and we're going to do a search for best cheesecake in America. And we're going to hit enter, and you're going to see there are a lot of articles about the best cheesecake in America because, as we know, everybody has a lot of opinions about everything. So let's return to our home page, and we're going to do that by clicking this little home button right up here. And that brings us back to our home page. Now I want to show you something else about doing a search online. Let's say you are a big sports fan and you want to see if ESPN has a page. You can do this one of two ways. You can put ESPN in the search bar, as we did before. And as you can see, ESPN has a website right here, and you can just click on that and go to the page. But I want to show you a different way that you can get to ESPN. Let's say we already knew ESPN's web address. We can go in the top bar and we can put an ESPN.com, and that gets us to ESPN's website. So let's say you are a really big ESPN fan and you know you're going to come back to that page a lot. What you can do is you can save it into your favorites by simply clicking the star right here. And then you have a few options. It gives you a name by default. This name it gave you is pretty long, so we're going to go ahead and shorten that just by calling it ESPN like that. Then it gives you a couple choices of where to save it. As a default, it shows the bookmarks bar, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to save it into other bookmarks instead. and then hit done. Now we're going to go up to where it says bookmarks and go to other bookmarks, and we can see ESPN is saved right there. So anytime you go into Chrome, you can go to bookmarks, go down to the other bookmarks folder, and then just click on ESPN to get to that site. Now, let's say that instead we went in and we clicked the favorites and we saved it on the bookmarks bar. What that would do is put it on our bar right here. And then that would make it really simple. Anytime you want to go to ESPN, you just click on that and it brings you to ESPN. So before we're done, I want to show you a couple other things. As we know, we're going through a very difficult time right now with COVID-19. So accessing the news is more important than ever. So let's say your favorite news source is the Los Angeles Times, but you don't know their web address. You're going to do just like we've done before and enter the Los Angeles Times in the search bar. And that's going to bring you to some choices, but you're going to see the Los Angeles Times is the first choice, as would be expected. Then we'll click on that, and that brings you to the Los Angeles Times, and you can read any article you'd like. Now you can do this for any news source that you prefer. Now let's say at the same time as reading the Los Angeles Times, you want to see the CDC website, but you don't want to close the Los Angeles Times website. You're going to simply come up to this plus sign right here and click it, and a new tab will open. And you can do another search from here. So let's say we're going to CDC, and we know the web address, cdc.gov, and then hit enter, and that brings us to the CDC website where we can get updated on the coronavirus. So let's go over what we've learned today. We've learned how to get online, how to do a basic search, how to move backwards and forwards between websites, how to save websites to our favorites, and how to open new tabs. That's quite a bit for one short session. Now you know the most important parts about navigating the internet. So my advice to you is just play around. Search for things you're interested in. Don't worry, you won't break the internet. I hope you've enjoyed our class today. I know I've had a lot of fun delivering it. Keep a lookout for future classes in LA City College's Internet Basics series, including how to shop online and how to avoid internet scams. Until next time, I'm Jason Lesner with Los Angeles City College.